Hello, and welcome everyone to episode 2 of our Scarlet Citadel campaign. We are Kobold Bench Press. We are a group of friends that have been playing D&D together for the last few years, and after successfully defeating the scheduling monster, have decided to make this campaign available for viewing. I want to thank everybody who did watch the video last week, and for everyone who subscribed is greatly appreciated. Anybody who's tuning in, feel free, hit the like, subscribe, notification button. We will be doing this every Tuesday night. Hopefully stream it sometime soon, but we will drop videos every Wednesday. Where we left off, our group of adventurers from across different areas of the world of Midgard found themselves randomly together in a dark, dank bar known as the Rat and the Roach in the kobold ghetto of the free city of Zobek. Urson Goreclaw and Alosha Orsini had been summoned by a mysterious figure named Phineas, working on behalf of a benefactor for their child who had lofty aspirations. They wanted to indulge this idea of fancy, but knew that he would need some assistance along the way, so hired Muscle, hired someone familiar with the arcane, Urson, to provide guide skills and strength, with Ilosha to handle some matters of the arcane. She was not without, though, maybe some personal interest in that as well. They were paid a fair sum of money up front and promised to basically be able to name their price should they successfully escort the prince in and out of the Scarlet Citadel. After giving them their 400 gold and the key to the room, they entered and found Crunch Goldenthorn bound, gagged with a hood over his head, in a chair in the middle of the room. After meeting this eclectic young man, a commotion caught his ear, and with a sharp cape snap, they went out to investigate where a strange individual, a Satare, a very insect-like or xenomorph-style creature, was being harassed by the kobolds. Crunch decided to leap into action, attempting to bite one of the kobolds on the arm, shoved aside, before Urson stepped in pretty much to live up to the contract that he had accepted, mauling kobold after kobold after kobold, over what was probably a simple misunderstanding of being sprayed by a skunk. However, they prevailed and made their way through the kobold ghetto to the outskirts of the free city of Zobek. In between the outskirts of the walls and the suburbs of the city, there was small camps for travelers that would be somewhat safe, not necessarily under the protection of the guard, but they would be alerted to any hostile creatures or beings that would make their way just by their proximity to the city. And that's where we left off. The party preparing to take a rest for the evening, possibly before setting out, but it was nightfall. Everybody did level up to level 2, so in the morning, after the benefits of a long rest, everyone would have those hit points and everything like that. So if anybody hasn't rolled their hit die or hasn't done their level progression and wants to discuss what they're going to do, we can go ahead and open up the floor for that. And we'll maybe start, say, how's everybody doing this week?
Doing okay.
Yep, making it.
Yeah.
All right, so has everybody leveled their characters up? Anybody got hit points to roll that they want to do on screen.
Nah, taking that
Incredible.
minimum.
Take
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
Take that average.
Average
Yeah.
that minimum.
Same here. I'm not risking it with a wizard.
It's rough life out there for them
Yeah,
spellcasters.
yeah. 14 looks good. Yeah.
D6 ride or
double
die.
digits. Yeah. At least for the first level. or
14.
the second level. Yeah.
Urson
I know.
started with 15.
I know.
Yeah, I think Urson's gonna roll because it's plus what, Mike? You guys
Plus your con mod. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
You a thick
Alright.
lad.
Oh no,
It's not
All right.
terrible.
Oh,
You're still
four.
barbarian, though. You're good.
Yeah, so 7 brings you up to what?
Sam.
22.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Not shabby.
Pretty good.
And over the course of that, you can get a 4, you get a 12.
Does feel good when you get that 12.
Yeah.
You gain more hit points than I have after 2 levels in a level. Like, yeah.
Hey, all right. Hey, gang. So long rest style.
Yeah.
What are we thinking with this whole plant mancy deal? Like, is that happening during long rests? Is that in between long rests? Like, are people fighting and I'm just like digging up petunias in the background? How's this gonna work?
So the way that I'm going to rule with herbal with the what is it? The hedge magic is what I believe the feat that you took. You would need to spend like either you could do it like throughout, stopping for a short rest during travel. I mean, you could try and go searching for herbs and stuff, but you're kind of in like a very trampled over area of town, so there's not going to be a lot of vegetation right here. But like if you're traveling along the road, you could take an hour or two and then we'll roll, and then you will harvest dependent upon your roll. If you wanted to spend a day, you could gain, several components, but that would be like a whole day you could use for downtime. One of the things that the Kobold Press modules do, and I did forget to say, we are playing Scarlet Citadel, a module for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons published by Kobold Press. You would be able, they do encourage time in between like trips to a dungeon and going back to town not to occur in rapid succession, where it would be a downtime of like a week. So you can explore those downtime activities such as the hedge magic or the glyph stuff, or if you wanted to take cobbling, blacksmithing, work on potion crafting, things like that, you would have ample time in between that. The road from Zobek to Red Tower, which is the known location of the Scarlet Citadel. It is not a mysterious location. It is known throughout the world of Midgard, throughout the kingdoms. It is renowned for its danger and for its mystery. That would be a good 4 to 5 day travel by if you're walking. And so along the road, you could say, when you take your lunch break, and then, throughout the time, you could scavenge along the road. You could go into the forest. That may take a little bit more time.
Cool. All right.
But it'd be like a survival-based check.
All right. Well, yeah, if nobody objects, I guess I'll roll I'll roll some survival and see if I find some weird plants along the road.
So is the party going to take their long rest? We left at night, and I know that Zadok was a little on edge about his newfound party members and not being trusting, but maybe after sitting by the campfire for a little while, sleep would overcome him.
It probably would. I
I
realize.
came across.
Yeah.
So we hightailed it out of the tavern after murdering all those kobolds. And
Yes.
okay.
We got out of there.
Are we still in this city that's on the map here, or are we traveling to a different place?
We were traveling to this city.
You are on the outskirts.
Okay, cool.
You are on the outskirts of the free city of Zobek. Zobek is one of the largest, if not the largest, cities in Midgard. It is at the crossroads, directly in the center of the continent. It is where most trade and travel go through. It is a very advanced city. The goddess. It is not like the home of a god, but the god that is most represented there is the goddess Rava, who's like the goddess of like the clockwork, mechanics. It is what and they call them gear forged, but what would be considered like a war forged type thing. So Zobek, other than the kobold ghetto, does benefit from a lot more advanced technology than most other places. They have like steam engines and running water, which is again above the technology level of most places. Currently, like I said, you're kind of on like the outskirts, and just like like a run of the mill, like almost like a tent city kind of camp situation, where travelers can stay if they're not looking to go into the city. You're on the south area of town. The journey to Red Tower would be south by southeast. Oh, I have it on Red Tower. There's not a nice map of the world that came with this, but
So we're on the northeast side, or northwest side. I mean, if we're going southeast to the Red Tower.
you are on the south side of Zobek right now.
Okay. Yeah, we're still a little distance away though, because we're resting in the fields. Is that what we're doing?
You're right outside the gates.
Oh, okay.
Like in between, like there's the city, like the major, like metropolis city proper. This is not the map that's on the screen currently is Red Tower, but
oh, this whole place is Red Tower, not the actual Red Tower in Red Tower.
yeah, no, Red Tower, aptly named. Bit on the nose. Zobek is
The building was Red Tower.
yes. No, the map that we're currently on is I was setting up for where the journey lies. Your task at hand is to escort young prince. We're not really sure of his rank at this moment.
To Red Tower.
To Red Tower. That is the closest city to the Scarlet Citadel.
Okay.
So we need to be coming from up here, basically.
Yeah,
Or no, up here.
that you would be. The distance right there is negligible, but reasonably you'd come from the road up to the northeast corner of the map. Yes, you would enter from there, head south into the city.
Perfect.
All right. Well, do you guys want to find somewhere to rest in town, or do you guys want to rest out in the kind of motion my fingers into the air in the bushes?
There are several other travelers as well. I mean, there's multiple
hello.
camps and campfires around out there. It's later into the evening, about the 10:30 time. Most folks have kept to themselves. There's not really like any like social interaction between just the random people that are out here at this time.
Time to start the potluck. I'm going to, because this lasts an hour. Like, why not? I'm just gonna have pieces of glass kind of just like rotating around my body from the little cantrip thing.
Okay, yeah, the one that you had cast previously.
Yeah, they last an hour, no concentration. So just some little shards of like red glass, little tiny ones, kind of spiral around me, kind of like Ioun stones.
Sure, and like they also cast like you catch the little glimmers that even brighten them up a little bit more from each of the campfires that are around, and your own campfire that you guys created, making them shimmer even more as they rotate around your human form.
Oh, the way you said human form. Do I have another? No, I'm joking. I'm actually a giant spider and human. But yeah, I'm just gonna have them rotating around me until I fall asleep. Or if we're staying here.
Did anyone remember to bring the feather pillows?
I
You
look
know,
over to
I
Urson.
forgot. I actually forgot to bring your bag, little one.
Well, Urson, that's bad news for the both of us because that's where all of my goodies and money was. I had a honeycomb in there. Now, don't you feel sad?
Well, I suppose I'll just have to take your word for it. Now, Urson kind of looks at himself and sees that he's still covered in kobold blood. And he kind of glances around and goes, could anyone hook up a prestidigita?
The folks.
Unfortunately,
All
I
right.
can't do that.
And you hear one of the other travelers. It's an older man. He's got a cart with a donkey and some mining equipment on it. He's probably making his way into or around the Iron Crag Mountains, which are a little to the west of Zobek. He does tell you that they do have like a watering trough where he took a bath. Splashing water on his face. The animals and such drink out of it. You do see that there are some people drawing water from it as well, but there are.
I can create a shower for
you.
you.
Know, a party full of spellcasters and no one with prestidigita.
No, but I
see
can
how
make
it
a
is.
standing shower.
Oh, that's kind of nice. I'll take that.
All right. Well, I need enough water though.
I mean, it's
maybe that lake over there, or that pond.
Don't look at the map that we're on currently. That's
okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is outside of the city. You do see there are a couple water sources that do run in and out of Zobek. There would be. I'm trying to look at this map because it's sideways. I mean, yeah, there is definitely a stream that runs actually right near the entrance to where you guys came out, because you guys are on the south end of Zobek, leading into it, and there is a river that does run into the city. Maybe about 100 yards from your current location. You could go down over there, and if you do walk over there, you would notice that there probably is a couple other people washing their clothes, or maybe some of their cutlery, plates, having their horses drink so they don't have to wait in line, or whatever pack animal that they may have, drinking from the stream. There is some residual light from the city itself. It does, it is a mechanized wonder by comparison to most cities, so they do have things such as steam engines, even rudimentary electricity for lighting. So there's a little bit of a glow, so it's not like rural darkness, which you would experience like out beyond, even if you went 1,000 to 2,000 feet from the city, where that light would fade. There's enough to safely go over there.
Well, it looks like we can probably get showers over there, or get cleaned up before we enter town.
That's where I've been
Oh,
bathing.
didn't know you were there.
Yes. Sorry.
Hello, I'm Alosha.
Zadok.
Nice to meet you. Are you traveling with us? I mean, I've noticed that you've kind of following us. Are you going? I'll kind of point towards the city in that direction.
Yes, that is where the villa tell me to go. Yes. And
The villa?
Villa.
What's that? I kind of lean in.
Those are grandmother's daughters.
Okay. I get it.
They are kind, like Bearman was to me.
Well, we're going that direction. If you want to, follow behind us, or if you want to walk with us, you're welcome to.
Okay. I'm very tired.
Anyone who walked through, give me a perception check. Who walked over to the river that is, it's got like a little entryway, kind of like where the orc ran into Helm's Deep, like one of those kind of situations. It's barred off, but the water can still flow through into the city.
Yeah, say perception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right.
Yep.
Alosha.
Seeing some stuff.
I mean, everybody. Crunch. I mean, you. These people. I mean, maybe you don't care how they look at you. But Alosha, Urson, and Zadok, you do notice that Urson and even more so Zadok are just catching eyes a little bit. Not like threatening, but people are definitely taken aback by a Satari, a Darrow, and a bear traveling amongst their mix. The overwhelming population of Midgard in general is mostly human. We're talking 65-70% of the world's population is human. And then, dwarves and elves would be the next two highest with almost equal footing. And then the rest of the races are, most people, you're not going to see them on the day-to-day. To see a Satari, a Darrow, and a bear folk together, quite the sight.
I'm gonna just get up on on the side, or if there's a rock or anything nearby, and just kind of sit on it while they do their stuff.
Yeah, there'd be reason that there'd be like loose volcanic
Something.
rocks. I mean,
yeah.
Zobek is still near mountains, where there would be reasonable to see that there'd be some form of like large rocks, just through normal tectonic activity that would have like jutted their way up through the earth. Some of those big like Stonehenge style stones and stuff. Also, there's just it's like a makeshift kind of tent city, so like people have brought logs in to sit on. There's crates and stuff. It's kind of trashed, to be honest. Just people just kind of leave their stuff when they're done. And it's not all for the bad. They may leave gear that they don't need, and people can pick it up. Kind of, it's like an unspoken rule. If it's on the ground, anybody can pick it up. And as you look around, it's basically tools. There are some basic weapons, kind of all clustered together on a weapon rack. Nothing that you wouldn't find in the basic adventuring gear. That is all. Kind of take it if you want it, kind of stuff.
I don't know how to use a ritual dagger.
Why is that not a surprise? Got to get those hands.
Ooh.
I don't know. Cardio is all about that. Anyhow, yeah, but I mean, most folk there, other than the few bathing and taking care of their pack animals, but it's pretty quiet. There's a couple people maybe sitting together playing musical instruments, but not a lot of hustle and bustle going on right now. But if you looked around, there's give or take maybe 30, 40 other people and or groups of people that have set up various campsites in this area. Everyone's pretty much, though, keeping to themselves for the most part.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm just gonna go off to like one of the little rocks and just kind of watch everyone.
Sure.
And wait for them to be done.
Urson, what are you doing? You were the one looking to bathe.
Yeah, so Urson's gonna go in there and suppose just gonna try to bathe himself off a bit. And so he just kind of walks down to the water and I suppose just kind of belly flops a bit, even though he's fully clothed.
Okay, make a performance check. Let's get the grade on this. Let's see what the Russian judge gives you.
To be fair, I wasn't trying.
I just want to see how impressive this belly flop is.
Pain threshold.
A 13. I mean, it's a little shallower than you thought it might be, but you still get a good displacement of water. Splashing a couple other people. One guy's a little bit taken back at first, like, what the hell? And then he sees that it was a giant bear that did this. As you come up and kind of shake off all your fur as you come about, and your towering form. And he quickly holds his tongue before he says anything that he might regret.
Yeah, I gave him a smack, and I just make my way up.
All right, what about you, Crunch? What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna wander over to Urson, and I'm gonna sort of nudge him with my elbow a little bit and say, have you ever thought that if your people and my people had a child, would it be called a barrow?
I'm sorry, what was that?
A barrow. I'm a darrow. You are a bear folk. If they were to sort of interbreed, wouldn't it be a cool thing? And would not it also be called a barrow?
You think one of y'all could handle one of us in
Well,
the sack?
now, I mean, possibly we all have different styles. We don't need to get into the nuts and bolts of it. I imagine it could be accomplished, certainly.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to bring up when you just meet someone for probably the first time, second time perhaps.
I mean, you've realistically
I
known
never
each
really
other for
thought
about.
about it, to be honest with you.
You've realistically known each other for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's. I'm gonna take that high horse that you're on and invite you to get off of it just a little bit. I did.
No, mate. It's all good. I mean, are you coming on to me? You
No,
fancy
no, no,
me?
no, no. Oh, no. Come on now. It's all
Okay.
right. You're my buddy. All I'm saying is that I
I'm
did
not. I'm not judging. I'm just, asking You're the one who brought it up. You see.
listen. I understand. It's natural. That's not what I'm putting down. So you don't need to pick it up. All I'm saying is, wouldn't it be neat, sort of phonetically,
Neat.
and also I feel as though we know each other better than we should. I did watch you commit so many murders.
Aye, you did. I did. I suppose I did do that. I don't remember much of it, but I did do that.
You were wild in there. Your eyes were
Eh,
all bloody and crazy. I mean, look, the water around you, it's all bloody too.
if we're gonna be adventuring, that's something you ought to get used to, because
Friend,
it comes with my territory.
I have no problem with it. I'm simply saying that perhaps, battle buddies, they get thick as thieves pretty quick. Anyway, I just thought it was sort of a neat thing. I'll let you get back to your
Sure.
path there,
All right then.
and then
You,
I'm gonna.
I'm just gonna wipe off this blood off my body still. All right.
I think that's a really good plan.
Alosha, what's your
That's really-
passive perception?
Hmm?
What is your
Good.
passive perception, Alosha?
Oh, it's 14.
14. You do notice during this conversation that the gentleman who was splashed by the water has backed out of this conversation with his donkey. Crunch and Ursan, you do not, because he was going to make a quip about how he didn't think it would be neat, in the terms of like organized versus messy. But he thought, once then you dropped that murder line, and then that was when he decided he needed to walk away.
As Kronch walks away, how did the romance go?
Oh, no, you two? Is this what everybody thinks? It's all right. Once again,
It's fair.
absolutely. There's no issues here. He's a very good-looking bear. He has giant eyes. It's. I'm not really looking for anything right now. You understand?
Oh,
Uh,
that's fine.
human. And is this
I am a
sort
human.
of yes, absolutely. Is this the custom of human women to sort of uh, maybe ask these types of questions? I'm not offended. I'm just curious. If we meet more of your kind, should I
It depends.
say hello? How are you? Do you intend to mate with that person over there? Perhaps that one.
Hmm.
know.
No, you might want to hold off on that kind of question. I was just wondering because you're kind of open about it.
I'm curious, and more than anything, it's the wordplay of it, because you heard what I was saying, right?
Mhm.
Arrow,
I was buying what you were selling.
sure, okay, all right. So that's pretty. Boy, that all that glass is still just really just whipping around, huh?
Oh yeah, as I look up around, it just I'm just kind of getting used to it.
Is that like tensing a muscle, or
No,
so really it's just one and done? You said it and then you forget it.
yeah, I kind of just like hit one and make it like drop to the ground.
Why would you look at that? And maybe sometime you can show me that trick. I know a cool spell where I can make things smell good.
And it's at that point
So-
you do realize that Urson, even with the water, the smell of the skunk sprayed from earlier. Oh no, it wasn't Urson. I'm sorry, Crunch.
Yep.
You when you say the word smell, you catch that whiff of yourself. And Zadok, where are you? You're near them, right?
I'm getting
Are you?
trying to wash skunk smell off of me, and I've maybe found a better robe situation than the potato sack I was wearing. So proper clothing now.
Yeah, I mean you. I don't know what your natural musk would be, but you do. The two of you still smell like skunk, and it was going to last for at least a day, barring the means of if you have some kind of something that in your adventuring gear like perfumes or soaps, maybe that would help to eliminate that. But it would be off-putting to people in a social setting.
I start to gather if there's any sort of like wildflowers around.
It's not. It's a very trampled down kind of area right now outside of the city, just from all of the traffic, and I mean it is the dead of night.
I was going to use the floriographer ability to maybe see if I could find maybe some flowers.
Yeah, I mean just for the
it's
amount of
reach.
yeah, I mean if it wasn't in a very highly foot trafficked area, it's very kind of there's some grass, but it's very trampled down, kind of muddy. You know, because a lot of equine, bovine animals come through here, and then it is a very large area to the city. You know, like there's not a lot of traffic in and out of like. I mean, the Kobold district is there, but yeah, it's just as you look around, you see it's worn down grass.
Would probably help to have discarded my clothes. That's why I found new ones. You said there was new free clothes, like this is rummage sale, but free.
Yeah, but most of that then, you know, because you were only wearing a potato sack, it got on your, I guess your skin. I don't know if it's more of a skin versus carapace situation, but we're just gonna say skin.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if their skin is porous or chitinous, but yeah. I would be doing my best to wash off skunk smell. But you gather that my best isn't that good.
Crunch is good with it, baby.
But no, Crunch. I asked the questions in case I don't. I never know if I'm going to be living the next day. So I live most of my life by the roll of the dice, or the flip of the coin.
Sure.
So?
What can I do for you?
Oh, me right now, nothing. I'm all good.
All right.
I'm just enjoying the nice air.
In that case, I'm gonna sort of move kind of far away from the people with my skunk smell, and I'm gonna play the pan flute for a while. Gonna have a real nice time playing the flute, smelling bad.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
All right. Stinky flute solo. Where is that?
Shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You shouldn't say you smell bad.
Thank you, son.
I'm gonna motion my hand back and forth.
You recognize the time of day that it is, and you play a very appropriate melody on the pan flute, corresponding with the time of day, not something too raucous. It's very, very peaceful and calming. There, two of the travelers in the area do come over to toss you a few copper, totaling 2 silver. And they admire your skill with that 17.
I nod at them, and then when I get up and I'm done playing, I leave the copper and silver on the ground because I don't touch anything that's not gold. That's just how Crunch is rolling. It's not Crunch, Silverthorn.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Why does every campaign have one of us that just has some monetary issue?
You gotta gamify the money in the game, man. Somehow.
You're not quite sure. If maybe they're off put by your smell, maybe the lack of manners, in perceived manners. They kind of walk away with their noses turned up, figuratively and literally. Kind of muttering something. You maybe catch that stinky bastard.
Can I identify which person said this?
Roll a perception check. See how stealthily they said that. I mean, you hear the muttering. There was two of them that walked over, but you're not quite sure which of the two travelers, if they were said it towards you or speaking to one of themselves, but you did overhear the words.
That's fair. That's fair. I do nothing. I sit.
So as the hours creep into closer to midnight, pretty much all activity in the camp dies down, except for maybe like a person or two rolling up and setting up a new camp for themselves for the evening. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to do for the remainder of the evening? It's been about an hour, so your glass spell has faded. What happens to them? Do they dissipate? Do they just fall to the ground?
Yeah, they kind of just dissipate into dust in the air around me, and I can just redo it again, but I'm not going to when I go to sleep. But yeah, they just kind of disappear into the ether, and I basically I'm summoning little tiny portals around me and summoning them out of I don't know where. Well, they're summoning out of probably some kind of shadow realm or something. No.
Yeah. That's a good descriptor for it, especially
I have no idea where they come from, but I can summon them.
Yeah.
At first, I heard tortles. But you said
yes.
Portals.
Portals. As I have a weird connection with, Alosha is, can feel the boundaries of the planes and can feel, a rift hopper.
Mm-hmm.
She can slip through the thin veils.
No kidding. I know a bit of the Shadow Realm myself.
Well, I don't know very much about it, but I can feel it. at all times.
It's hard to understand. It's sort of constant echoing, coruscating madness. There's really nothing to get. It's very slick,
Hmm.
but it's yeah. That's neat. So you play with that and sort of make lights swirl around.
In a sense, yes. Not I don't know how, but I was trained when I was young to. I have a connection with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold my hand out and I'm gonna summon like a D20 dice into my hand, a little pink D20.
Well, now I'm gonna keep my eye on you. No,
Alosha, roll an Arcana check.
Yeah. Where is Arcana? I'm proficient in this, but I don't really know.
Maybe you're tired.
Yeah, it's late at night. We've been traveling for a pretty long time. I summoned this looking thing. It's in the little class thing. It's like a little tiny pink D20.
Yeah.
cool.
And they found those even dating back to Roman times. So I mean, like that shape would not be
Oh, he's like a
something
D6. But
unfamiliar
He's same.
unfamiliar in this world. People have carved, molded different materials into different shapes for different forms of gambling games, as long as we knew how to do that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I follow the chance. I kind of look around, moving my finger, and then I'm gonna like do a little little sleight of hand and make it disappear.
But yeah, rain check on that for sure, Ilosha. We have some nice dice games. But it is getting late, so I should probably start digging my hole.
Okay.
Take her sleazy.
You're good.
Yep.
And I'm gonna undo my bedroll.
So Alosha spreads out her bedroll near campfire and is retired for the evening. Urson, what are you doing now?
Well, I believe I'm probably just trying to find a place to sleep.
I'm gonna draw a bunch of sigils around my bed. It doesn't really do anything. Just
Yeah, I mean, is that,
And I
is
suppose
that just
so it's not mechanically
Right.
anything, but I am gonna draw some sigils and make them light up. But it's not gonna mechanically do anything.
okay? And is that just something that Alosha likes to do when she goes to sleep in an
Yeah.
unfamiliar place? Okay.
Yes.
And then back to Urson.
Oh, well, I was just going to describe how I go to sleep. I think I sleep flat on my belly with my arms and legs splayed out and my mouth wide open.
Like a rug.
Exactly.
All right.
I'm just gonna snore because I'm a giant bear.
Yeah, and there is like a general cacophony of snoring, that you can hear from different parts of the camp, people, animals. There's some donkeys neighing or horses neighing and donkeys. I guess they neigh too. I don't
Ray.
bray. Zadok, how do you sleep as a Zadari? Do you even need to sleep?
I do need to sleep, yes. I find a pile of rags that is probably left over, and I just curl up like. I'm imagining that they kind of curl up like canines do with the long neck. I'm not sure. It's weird. I was thinking about the physiology of like how does he actually lay down? But it's probably like kind of like a dog would sleep, like curled up like that. Um, but and it's a very it's like a whistling noise when they sleep because I don't know if they have. Doesn't look like they have.
Yeah, it's just a whistling.
Yeah, they have nostrils. They have like
through
like
teeth.
whistling nostrils. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But he's exhausted because he actually didn't sleep the day before.
So as night passes, everybody gets their rest. You awake in the morning through just the general sun coming up and sound of the morning birds, sound of travelers breaking camp and departing. there's some trade deals that are happening between individual people. And as you awake, you have all, like I said, now gained your hit points back, and the benefits of the long rest, and then you have all level 2. Does anybody have anything that they need to do in the morning or would like to do? Um, Again, you are right next to the city of Zobek, one of the largest cities in Midgard, if not the largest. There are rudimentary trading areas set up. There are some vendors selling outside loose goods, food, traveling provisions, maybe some things that you could use for the road. As mentioned, Phineas did provide you with each Urson and Alosha 200 gold, as well as a total of 4 healing potions. You do
Yes.
also, see like there are like some vendors selling pack animals. Also, a vendor selling. There's a man who has more horses than he should reasonably have for one person. But
Yeah, I'll wake up and I'm gonna destroy just to kick out the sigils that are around me.
sure,
Just
yeah,
kind of like
spend a few
erase
moments.
them, basically.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
spend a few moments just rolling up your bedroll and just foot swiping them away.
Mm-hmm. Is he alive? Oh, he's snoring. Okay. Or Sinner, you kind of just laid out like a bear rug.
Oh, sorry. Time to wake up then?
Oh, yes. I believe we're getting up.
Oh, all right. Urson kind of dusts himself off and just kind of stands up, just kind of shakes off his fur, and I suppose whatever dust settled on him overnight.
I'll hold my hand out. I mean, I'm very not strong at all, but I'll hold my hand up to help you up.
Oh, no, not necessary. Quite all right. And he stands up and he, Urson doesn't like taking help from others. That's kind of,
Yeah,
yeah, he's just kind of a big self-reliant bear. So
one day.
it's yes. Perhaps one day he'll learn to rely on others. But
Hey, this is only day 1, so
I know exactly. But that's the vibe, anyways. But yeah, he
Yeah.
stands up and he just kind of I guess starts he starts warming up his mauling arm and looks at the party and says like, what we about today then? And he looks over at Zadok, I guess, and goes, "Oh, Roy, forgot about you. You're still with us,
Oh,
eh?"
right.
Yes, thank you for ripping those kobolds apart for me last night. That was very nice of you. They've been spraying me with the skunk for quite a while now. It's just enough.
Yeah, I can kind of tell.
Oh, well, not all of that is them. Some of that is me. I did my best last night to wash it off. But thank you again.
You're kind of honest to a fault there, huh? I can kind of sense it about you.
A little bit, yes. That's kind of hard sometimes. So, yes, thank you. And
Well,
Oh.
I think
part of the
Oh,
morning I
okay.
would spend. You'll see. I find like a bowl, if I could, to sort of serve as like a mortar, and throw like a bunch of like you said. There's like trash and bones and things like that, and just kind of meditate on that in the morning, while everyone's doing their breakfast preparations and things like that. Just
yeah, you spend a few minutes looking around the camp, and there's like some discarded like poultry
just
bones.
maybe a dead
And
cat.
yeah, I mean you're right outside the kobold ghetto, so They kind of just throw their shit over the walls, you know, and they have like their little chain bridges and stuff that connect like across um, upstairs. Yeah, there's a lot of refuse that gets just dumped over the top of the walls from the Kobold Ghetto. They don't again. They don't have the same benefits of the rest of the city with the mechanization and the modernization. Um, it's just kind of an area of the city that they've agreed to let them have, um, but sadly, they're not considered when it comes to the overall planning of the city.
And as I'm doing that, I'm flipping through like a barely held together spell book. It's mostly like you can tell it's like dry skins and things like that it's just held together with almost like sinew. With if anybody would try to read it, I don't know if anybody would be able to other than the doc.
I can scramble it for you.
What scramble it?
Do you want me to show you?
Would I still be able to read it?
No, not at all.
I would rather not. It's the
Okay.
only one I have.
So as you,
very
I mean, when you get level 2, did
void.
you, did you get a new spell?
I got 2.
And
Ooh.
what did you take?
I took Frost Fingers.
Sounds cold.
Which is yes, it's like a level 1 version of cold.
A level 1 version of Cone of Cold. You kind of cut out a little bit. I'm just filling in the blank.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of Cone of Cold. It's not quite as deadly, but it's or like a ray of or what's the what? Scorching Ray. 15-foot cone, 2d8 on a con save. And then I also took Fire Under the Tongue. Because I went with the Doom Croaker.
Oh.
It sounded cool. There's not a lot of that didn't sound cool about that, but it has the runic magic, which I kind of liked. Fire Under the Tongue. You've mastered the Skraling art of keeping fire under your tongue. You can consume non-magical fire up to the size of a normal campfire. The fire is stored
That's a lot of fire.
harmlessly in your mouth and dissipates if not used the end of the spell's duration, which is 24 hours.
Activate them all.
You can hold fire in your mouth for 24 hours?
Without concentration. Non-magical
Jesus.
fire. You can vomit forth the stored fire as an action. If you're trying to hit a particular target, then treat this as ranged attack with a range of 5 feet. Campfire size flames cause 1d6 fire damage. Torch size flames cause 1 point of fire damage.
Disadvantage at all times.
No.
That's funny. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those listening, we are using pretty much exclusive Cobalt Press material for this. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff is going to be new for us for sure. We have no idea how about any of this stuff works, but we are here to do the heavy lifting as Cobalt Bench Press and put some reps in and see what this stuff can do. So,
but it kind of fit with the way that I already took Bottomless Stomach as a spell, which allows me to drink as much
leaning
as I
in.
want. Yeah, exactly. As much as I want for an hour. I can drink up to 10 gallons of any liquid and then again vomit it back up. And then it's just one of the traits that I get from the background is I can also what's called on dust, which means I don't need to eat food as long as
You
I
can
spend
just
the
eat
day.
garbage.
Any organic material, which is a very
That's a very
term.
loose term.
Yes. Yeah. So I think I found that he's going to eat things.
Nice.
It's not really like I'm not, it's not really sure if this is viable, but it's fun. And then I also get with level 2s, it's kind of like a divination trait with runes. So
cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, Urson, did you get any new exclusive kobold stuff at level 2 with the barbarian? I know you don't get your path till 3, so probably not.
No, I just got whatever it is. The no. Reckless attack and danger sense,
Oh man, right, that yeah,
Which, yeah,
which are still pretty
solid.
awesome, but
Yep.
yeah,
yeah.
nothing fancy though
It
And
deserves
compared to
more
the
hit
others.
points than two of us combined, I think, right?
and all the
It's pretty
kills.
good.
Well, I'm the only one with hit points. It sounds like so.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be able to hold that.
And Alosha, what did you get at as a sorceress?
I got breathtaking wind. Basically, I can just suck the wind out of people's mouths so they can't talk.
Pretty handy. Can't talk.
Oh,
Can't
and I
cast a spell.
also can also just instantly Rain Man anything within 10 feet of me.
Well, I mean, it sounds useless, but
Oh, yeah.
there,
But I'll find a use for it.
exactly. There is some trickery and stuff once we get down into the Scarlet Citadel, and who knows what you're going to need when we get down there. I do know that Crunch, you said you buried yourself under the dirt when you went to sleep. My question is how did you bury your entire self? Or is this like a dad getting buried by his kids just up to his neck in the beach of the sand, or are you all the way underground?
Um, I'm as covered up as I can be. Um, I don't.
Yeah, it didn't sound
particularly-
like you got any takers last night to assist in the burial. So
No,
it kind of just seems
normally.
like you're taking stuff and you can't. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see me because I'm not in the Discord video. But just shoveling dirt upon your own face, like once you dug your hole, and like kind of swafting it in from the sides.
The idea is that if we're living rough, I will have to do some of the things that my retainers would do. So I was forced to bury myself. It was very distasteful, but I managed it. Um, and then it's pretty decent. You know, it's loose earth, but it covers me up uh, pretty much all the way. Um, and then when I awaken, I sort of see the sun and start my morning screams. Just sort of scream at the sun because I don't care for it and it doesn't feel very good. And that's how Crunch starts his day off, right?
And what
That's amazing.
uh, you also are a bard who does not get their subclass until level 3. But did you pick up any fancy new spells at level 2?
Yeah, just the normal bard stuff happened, and then I have a spell where I can make something smell really good. I can make a really good smell far away from me, and creatures that are in that area of effect find it to be such a good smell that they become bad at fighting. And if they fail a save, then they have disadvantage on their attacks because everything smells so daggone good.
Oh, that's kind of like fairy fire mixed with Nizal's mischief.
It's a little bit of mischief, a little bit of fairy fire, and just some good like cartoon wafting on a stink line.
Is it
pleasant
called
smell.
Happy Stank?
I will change it on my sheet now, but
Yeah.
these people mistakenly called it Gordelay's pleasant aroma, but obviously it should be called Happy Stank, and I will remedy that very soon.
You know, Steve Winter, the writer of the module.
That was just a joke.
Steve Winter, the writer of the module, is an older gentleman. I don't know if he really felt comfortable using the words "happy stink," but I'm sure he's open to feedback.
Well, I'll drop Steve a line, and we'll hook up on that one. But that's Crunch's deal. Screaming at the sun, covered in dirt, able to make things smell good, ready to be a charismatic bard.
All right, so most of the as you've all awoken through your various states of slumber, Urson's gotten some good bear stretches in. Maybe wandered over to the walls to get a good back scratch in as well. Crunch arose
Oh yeah.
like the Waking Dead, and dusted himself off, and it's just standing there. As I recall, you are south of 4 feet tall, correct?
I'm right at the mark. Maybe on my tippy toes, I'm about 4, but that's it. Yep.
And so, I mean, you're already catching eyes a little bit, and to, as the folks are leaving and seeing you arise and now staring straight at the sun, screaming, you're given a little bit of a wide berth as they leave to go do their various tasks, works, set about their daily business. The camp is pretty much abandoned of new travelers for the most part, other than some people that maybe are sleeping in. You do have a general sense of direction of which you have a map to provided by Phineas on to get to the town of Red Tower as well, knowing that your employer, for a lack of a better term, is paying you to take Crunch Goldenthorn, at least you Urson and you Alosha,
Mm-hmm.
to escort him to the town of Red Tower, and hopefully find some glorious expedition into the Scarlet Citadel.
Urson, real quick, did you really not grab my bag? Because I had some cool stuff in there.
I mean, it wasn't a priority. I was coming down from a raid, you see.
You know, that does make sense. All right, well, we're not going to have as many treats like road snacks as we could have, so that's a little bit of an issue. And there was a sort of a priceless dagger in there that could have probably purchased the kingdom, but I have a couple back at home, so I'll have them sent out. Um,
Next time you might want to look at investing in a fanny pack. You ever hear one of them?
and now this is a little vulnerable, but I've never carried my own things before, so this is new for me. What is
Well, it's a tiny little bag you can put right on your hip there, and it'll hold your important things like this dagger. If I'd have known you had this dagger, I probably would have remembered. But
well,
the bloodlust rage and all.
I remember the rage. Your eyes were blood red.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and this fanny pack. This is a person that carries your things.
You can look at it like that. It's yourself as the person that carries the things. Yes.
With your own self, your own body.
Yes. You carry your own things with your own self. How about that? What do you say?
Oh,
Like a backpack?
I am sick. I am physically ill at the thought.
Exactly like a backpack. You're right.
But Crunch wanted Upsy, and Crunch still has not gotten Upsy. We'll get to it. It's early in the morning yet.
Oh, there's that third person again. We got some things to work on with you, but we'll get there.
I feel the same way, Goreclaw. You terror machine. You absolute devil.
Essen doesn't quite know how to take compliments.
No, that's fair. I'm gonna wander off and keep screaming at the sun for a while.
It's almost as though, like, the nicer and the more compliments he gets from this guy, it's gonna just weird Essen out potentially even more, no matter how genuine they are.
Listen, he's just trying to woo you. It's okay.
I know. It's he's come on. He's a weird guy. I mean, come on.
Just get him to town. We're good.
All right. I mean, the money's good, right?
I will get back into this corner, but then you generally with me being back into that corner.
No.
Shit, you're right there. I'm sorry, mate.
Whoa. He's stealthy.
You guys, it's just one word of advice. Just look down a little bit more. That's all. You never know who's down here, maybe listening, and maybe we have feelings down here too, near the ground. you know. It's just
Oh,
we're
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings there,
You're right.
Crunch. You're a good guy. You're a weird guy, but I'm kind of weird myself.
I started walking off, and I'm screaming at the sun again. I said what I had to say. Off I go.
Yeah, there
We
you
have
go.
we all have a little bit of oddities to us, as I kind of follow behind.
I mean, and is no one? I don't mean to be rude. Is no one going to talk about this giant bug? I have no problem with it. No one's
He's
going-
fine. He's kind of just there, as long as he's not trying to hurt us.
Well, now that's an interesting proposition that you have sort of put forth. As long as he's not trying to hurt us, he's very big. He's almost as big as Goreclaw here.
Yeah, doesn't look
Yeah.
as intimidating though. Although I guess I'm not very intimidating looking, and
While
kind of like
saying
motion
this-
back and forth.
Yeah, while you're saying this,
You suck up a fire.
well, no, you notice you happen to notice that Doc is standing there, absolutely like paralyzed in fear, because there's a butterfly near his head.
Oh Christ!
Oh boy.
no.
Activate them all.
Why did it have to happen this way? Of all the way.
I'll gets the way. But he's paralyzed in fear.
Roll a Constitution check.
I have been
Constitution saving throw. How about that?
Well, that's gonna go well.
Yeah, I mean, you as the three of you, Urson, Crunch, and Alosha, are having a conversation, and you look over. I can't imagine that Zadok's facial expressions change too much. There, I imagine there's just the look of surprise that is on his avatar at all times. But it is right now. You see him just permanently affixed his gaze upon just a single monarch butterfly just passing through in his general vicinity. You catch a little bit of a shivering as you see him, as you are kind of silently talking and hand gesturing to him. What do you guys do? You're paralyzed with fear.
Well, I start dancing.
Vicious mockery on the butterfly.
Okay, I don't think there's a stat block for a regular butterfly, but DC, a 4. I can't imagine a butterfly has
butterfly.
it's just a regular monarch. 2 damage is enough though. What do you say to this butterfly to verbally assault its mind?
I liked you better when you were a caterpillar.
And you just see its life force, just its wings kind of wilt up as it falls to the ground. Zadok, make a dexterity saving throw as this butterfly is falling currently towards your foot. You're able to get out of the way.
Oh, it's dead now. That's fine. Can I pick up that butterfly and put it in my component pouch?
Yeah, you don't have to pick up a butterfly. I mean,
Yes, that's
Trophy case.
snack later. Yes. Oh, thank you. Creepy things. How is everybody this morning? That looked like a fun way to sleep. I need to try that.
Which way? So I look a little worried.
yeah, I mean, there
say
sounds like
that
there were several choices you could do. Were you referring to on your back, flayed out, snoring, burying yourself in dirt, or
I was
creating sigils around your bed in the dirt?
I was talking to Crunch. That whole I should do that. Probably better than just kind of trying to hide. You actually hide under the ground. That seems like a good way to do things. Maybe I learned from you. You're very smart.
Well, that's all right. I'm also sort of uncomfortable with direct, sincere compliments. It's just um, sort of being in the ground. You see your pincers that you have. You,
Yes.
we would call them arms, I guess. You just sort of scuttered on down there, and you'll be just quick as a tick
Walk away.
into the earth.
My man. No.
Oh, I thought you were talking to one of us.
Nope. Getting a stream raid from a German Shepherd.
Like, oh, geez, what do we do?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've done a terrible thing. I've told Doc the wrong thing.
Zoc, step behind me.
I just gold for my actions.
No, J-Man.
If the people don't know, there is a German Shepherd that comes and visits Jeff every so often, and he's a part of things.
Oh, he's on camera right now.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I'm sorry. It just real side.
Hi, buddy.
An aside, real quick. You missed a very good wordplay for when we had him as a character. It shouldn't have been pass without trace. Piss without trace.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's a missed opportunity.
we'll save that. We'll put a pin in that.
Yep.
Pause without trace.
Yeah, pause without a trace.
But
Paw Patrol.
yes.
all druid dogs.
Bark, 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 bark.
Zuma's the wildfire. No, not Zuma. Marshall. What would you have? Zuma's the water one. So I guess you take land. You could just all be land druids and just take a different homeland. And you get one human who gets to play as rider, but he has to be like the cavalier one because he rides his ATV. I knew way too much about Paw Patrol.
I know less than nothing, friend. This is all new information about Paw Patrol that I'm.
What was the animated dog that had a lightning bolt on his side?
Bolt?
Was it Bolt? Okay.
John
The one
Travolta?
that
Yeah,
murdered
yeah.
an entire
Got it.
army with a bark.
Yeah. This one, okay.
He was
Sorry, I just.
yeah, we're sidetracking a little bit. He was a white.
Yeah,
he was
sorry.
a white German Shepherd. My kids love the movie. Anyhow,
Had core memory unlocked.
yeah, Scott. We talked about a Disney movie. incoming
right.
violation.
Wait, we talked
I think
about
that's
a Disney movie? What?
That's
No.
like a Illumination film or something. Ain't Disney.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. Anyhow, you guys are pretty much the only ones left at this little encampment. You know,
Make sure
morning's past. It's give or take 9 a.m.
Okay.
A nice, cool morning breeze. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful day so far.
I'm gonna just not quickly, but kind of just like mosey through the other like encampments. I'm mainly looking for if there's any like sigils in the ground like I drew. But as I go through, I'm gonna summon a shard of glass around me to hover, zoom around me.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. I'm gonna try like not to be extremely obvious, kind of like walk through and look around.
Yeah, I
But
said
like
most folks
Yeah.
have left. I assume that you're looking to see if there was
investigation.
any remnants of it.
Yeah.
Did it have anything to do with the little guy screaming at the sun?
Oh no. I'm just looking around.
Oh, I meant people.
So you
eating.
Yeah.
Like, nope.
That's the general look. Like I said, you got a wide berth, but you guys know that side eye that people give, like when they're walking by, like what is this? Like
This is not my problem.
Nope,
We don't have your-
nope. We're just gonna move along. Like you're just watching, waiting for like what could go wrong. But back to your role. You spend the. It's a pretty large like surface area for again, lack of a better term.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like search the ground. I'm just gonna like walk
But
through the center. just look
yeah,
around.
I mean, what I'm talking like, there's maybe like a space of about 3 acres, right? And realistically, that's my parents' yard is 3 acres, so I'm using that as a reference point. I mean, you're talking about maybe the size of like 2 football fields, so it's not that much area to really search. Like you could mosey around that. if not even looking like you're doing anything, just staring at the ground, and it would maybe take you about 45 minutes to an hour just to slowly walk as everybody else is doing their morning routine.
Mhm.
You don't find any fully intact arcane markings, but you do find what looks to be like how you covered up yours.
Mhm.
An area where at some point there was an individual that did make these maybe the night before. Maybe not uh, in the same, I guess, language as
Oh
yours,
yeah, I
though.
mean I have no idea. It's like it's probably like
But
yeah.
there is an area that you do find, and it maybe again not in the same. These are more yours are, I imagine, in more of like a circular pattern, but there is some that would be laid out more in like a vertical, horizontal pattern,
Mhm.
and you can see you're not able to determine any of the actual stuff because what
Yeah.
let me rephrase that. What languages do you speak?
I speak.
Do you speak Void?
I. If that's semi-abyss, no. I'm gonna say no just because I don't.
Void
I actually
speech.
choose languages.
Okay, yeah. Void speech is a specific type, and that would have been
No.
um, yeah. So there's
I would know whatever my cult does, but I don't actually remember what my cult did. So I'll look into that in between sessions. I forgot.
yeah. I don't know. Theirs was more so the one that we found we can work
Yeah.
on.
It's okay.
It seemed more in line based upon what we had talked about and being a rift hopper, more of a portal type situation, opening portals. But you do find an area where somebody had maybe scratched in with a stick. Um, more, like I said, in the way that like a book would read. So like maybe about a 4 foot by 4 foot area where there
Okay.
was some obvious scratchings in the ground.
All right. I'll just like note that and just keep mom going back to everyone.
Mhm.
Okay. Hey guys, how are we doing for the morning?
Who are you addressing?
Just in general to everyone.
I'm good. I could use something to eat.
That would be nice. So how? I mean, I don't really know how to read maps very well, but how much further do we have to go?
Well, Urson, you would be proficient probably in reading a map as a guide from your
Yeah,
background.
I would love to look at this map here, but like I said, I can't be looking at maps on an empty stomach.
Well,
Get our bear friends some food. What sort of food would you enjoy? Is there an inn nearby? Some sort of bistro? I assume.
I mean, you would be able to venture back into the city proper. Oh, hold on a second. What is going on with my mouse? Back into.
I mean, I have rash. I just mean we just should sit and stop for a spot of breakfast before we go off adventuring, eh?
I don't disagree. Can we please sit in the shade? This is
Yes.
intolerable, and I need a floppy sun hat and some sunglasses and some sunblock, sort of ASAP. So that's on the list as well. Delicious food and also those provisions.
Now, GM, as we sit underneath this tree, is it possible that I pull out rations and their scones?
Yeah, I mean, your rations are whatever you would determine. They could be scones
Mhm.
of whatever type that you would like. I am a huge fan of scones, and we could we could say that yes. What type of scones do you have?
I suppose they're just kind of normal scones. I bought them earlier. I didn't make them myself, but so Urson, I suppose, lays out some scones for everyone underneath this tree, and we kind of set up a little bit of a breakfast brunch picnic type thing as we look at this map here. And
I
so
do love
Urson,
marmalade.
it is incredible. So Erson, what do I need to row here? So as he stuffs his mouth with a scone, crumbs come tumbling out like I don't know, like Cookie Monster.
Well, if you're trying to prepare
Um,
the scones, then I would have you roll like a cooking tools check to see like how delicious they are. And if you had like the chef feat, which I did add, I let everybody know I did add the PHB feats to this one. We could because there were the feats for this to be, um, objective. Some of the Cobalt Press feats were a little different. And if anybody else is thinking about running this, it would probably be a good idea to allow your players to have access to at least the PHB feats. Um, yeah, you don't necessarily need to roll for pre-existing rations, like I said, unless you're trying to cook them, like I said, with the chef feat.
yeah, this is all for flavor text. Erson kind of treats these scones and these pastries kind of like lembas bread from Lord of the Rings. Just
Yeah,
he
like
keeps them
hardtack.
all nicely wrapped up and lets everyone eat them. But he is ruthless when he eats them himself. It's all over the place. But in any event, he performed survival. He said to look at this here map to see where we're going.
Does your dancing bear guide give you any innate proficiencies to do so?
It's a good point.
I took that
I don't believe so.
when I
The dancing bear guide just kind of means that I can seamlessly transition from the wilderness to city life, even though I'm kind of like a gruff old hermit.
well, it's a pretty
It looks
decent.
like.
Again, it's a as far as maps go. I mean, it is a local area map provided to you, like from with Zobak as your starting point up in the top left-hand corner. Red Tower would be down in the bottom right. For traveling purposes, it is south by southeast from Zobak. Um, and Phineas would have told you it is about a 4-day journey from Zobak to Red Tower. Could be expedited if you grab some horses. Which again, you are near the city of Zobek, and there is definitely, um, you would be able to find horses or pack animals there as well.
Well, I will relay this to the team, and I suppose suggest. I don't know. Can will Erson be able to ride a horse? I suppose it's a good question. I'm
How
just
much
kind
do you
of
weigh?
trying to pass that out in my own brain here.
How much do you weigh? Do you weigh less
A
than
lot.
400 pounds? I believe that a horse can carry about that much. If you got like a
Yeah. I weigh 347 pounds soaking wet.
yeah, I mean you could get a
Plus
draft.
equipment.
Yeah, a plus equipment. Um, if you got two horses, maybe you guys do have 400 gold. You could purchase a wagon. The 4-day journey would be there on foot, accounting for rests. Um, it'd probably be a total of 5 days: 2 days walking, 1 day rest, 2 days walking. You could travel in 4 days, but you would if you went without a break in between, day 2 and day 3. Um, you would suffer a point of exhaustion, and then if you went for all 4 days, if anything, if you did not rest day 5, you would start with 2 points of exhaustion.
Mm. Well, I suppose all these gears are turning in Erson's brain as he kind of figures out a plan of attack. And he looks over at his benefactor Crunch and says, "Listen here, mate. If we want to make the best time and probably the safest passage to where we need to go, I suggest we get some horses in some sort of wagon."
Well, I think that sounds like a wonderful idea. Do you all need horses? I can go get some horses from the horseman over there, if you like.
That would be incredible. And
Uh,
Erson just kind of steps back and with a bemused face waits to see what happens.
Okay. Quick question, gang. What are our feelings vis-a-vis sort of crime?
I'm gonna you guys ponder upon that for a few minutes. Internally, I'm gonna go let my dog outside because he's being a giant dog, um,
Yeah, it's sweet baby.
and then I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we will figure out exactly how this transaction with the horses is gonna go. I can't wait to hear this.
Transaction, you
I like
said.
being surprised, so I can't wait.
And I'm gonna switch my feed off of Floriographer then. I forgot you opened up the other feeds.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do a little feet switching myself.
Mhm.
The hedgecraft is not calling me as deeply now that I know that other things are available. But are we good on crime, gang? How do we feel? We get thumbs up on crime or thumbs
Well,
down?
Osha doesn't care as long as you can get away with it.
Yep, yep. I know that you sort of neutral, diffident on the moral
Yeah.
spectrum.
Hmm. I might have something for that.
Yeah, yeah. What is Zadok's sort of understanding of interpersonal interactions? I have whatever.
Oh, he.
We'll learn that
I mean,
guess.
because he walked away, and his voice is killing me. I specifically have a spell that makes people drop things. That's a ritual. It's called Slippery Fingers. You set a small series of events. A creature, one makes a successful saving. That could be the reins to the horse that just happens. He's walking along. The guy, he said, one too many horses that a person should have. Maybe one of those things, or the keys, lock. Yeah. No, he specifically has been focusing on garbage and crime uh, to get by in life.
You're
So
just
yeah,
a filthy crime boy. All right.
yeah,
And
it's more about a necessity.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah,
And Urson is a bear. So is there a jungle law?
we do have money. We could rent horses.
Yeah, I mean, there's 75 gold as
To rent or to buy?
to buy.
Okay, I don't know what
This
kind of
this
deposit
gentleman
is there.
this gentleman sells.
Is there like a mule haul kind of system?
Yes, it's a mule haul. No, no, that's a good name for it. No, no, no. So what you see is there is an older gentleman, a human male. He's wearing just kind of some tattered clothing. He's got a straw hat, and you see him. He's got about 7 or 8 horses. Um, 2 or 3 of them look a little underfed, maybe a little older, but he's got about 4 that look in reasonably okay shape. These are not like war horses of any kind, but they look like they'd be able to just handle some overland travel.
Yeah,
Ooh,
1987 Toyota Corolla, please. Yes. Um, are they in like pens, or is he just leading?
No, he has kind of a little tent for himself that he sits under, and he's got a little like a hitching post that he's kind of got them all tied up to, and like a little
Okay, so
feeding
this
area
is
for them. He's kind of set up outside. He knows that this is a hub for where travelers just come and like kind of make their way, um, and he would sell them. He also does have a kind of a rickety looking cart. Not like a full wagon, but it's a 4-wheel cart. Looks like it's maybe 6x4. Like 2 people could maybe sit in the back. Um, and it looks like it could be affixed to 2 horses as well.
Hmm. Well, sir, I, I could give this a shot, and it could go very well. Or conversely, we could find ourselves sort of in a horseless situation, and also uh, maybe not very well liked by this gentleman.
Those are all possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, world of possibilities. All right, well,
Oh
uh,
shit! Hold on a second.
sure.
Properties.
The doc would not probably be making any decisions. He's trying to figure out what the scone is. He doesn't have
Yep.
for a
All
while.
right, I'm back.
Um,
Had to find my gum to talk like this man.
but yeah,
Gotta shove some gum in my mouth real quick.
Oh, now we got a villager. That's a horseman for sure. Um, okay. Goreclaw, friend Orson, Goreclaw. Are you in a reverie? Have you been scratching your back upon the tree?
he's on mute. Yeah. Might have stepped away for a minute, or does not realize he is on mute.
It's all right.
Yeah. Done that plenty.
How much are the horses?
No one's gone over and talked to this gentleman yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna start walking over there.
All right. So all right. I was going to ask Urson to be point, but if you want to be point, you seem certainly more than capable. Would you mind just sort of having your rotating glass shards kind of at the ready?
Yeah, I mean they're rotating. Yeah, they're just kind of going around me. They're gonna go slower as I walk towards someone, so like kind of a crawl, just kind of floating around me.
So they're already going now. All right. Let's give this a go. And if things break bad, I say we probably sort of go away. How do you feel about that?
I'm just gonna pay the guy.
Okay. This is a
It's like
Hey, the man.
You know, there's this razor. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's by this guy called Occam.
Elosha, you must forgive me. The concept of
Walk
having
away,
to
Jarvis.
pay for one's own goods and services is relatively new.
Hmm.
So you're saying that if he won't just give us the thing that we want, we pay him ourselves with our own hands, and then he gives us things?
Yeah, it normally makes things go smoother.
Well, all right. Just give me a chance, and as I said, what's the worst that can happen? You pay him for some horses, but I'm gonna see if I can get us a good deal at least, and then I'm gonna start making my way over to this horse dude.
So as he sees you approaching, sorry, gum that I was going to try and talk like this guy. Hold on a second. I think I put a few too many pieces in my mouth.
That's heavy duty, man.
Welcome. Couldn't help but notice y'all look at my horses here. Are for sale?
Well, perfect. We're looking to buy some.
About how many you need? I got them each. They're 75 gold. And I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Harlan.
Vanessa?
Vanessa. Very nice to meet you, Vanessa. See, we got how many horses y'all like? I see you got 4. I got they're do 75 for one. But if you're
Hmm.
willing to if you need more than one, we could maybe like strike a little bit of bargain. I haven't been able to move too many of them. I got these other two back here. You see they're a little skinny. I'd be willing to let
Uh,
those ones go for about 50 apiece.
I do see that. Um, is that the going rate of horses normally? 75 around here?
Well, for me, you see any other horses around here?
No, I don't.
You're
You said
welcome.
50 for the smaller ones?
Yeah, it's really for the small ones. I mean, they're not gonna hold that big fella over there. Maybe that little, I don't know, that bug dude. I don't know how much he weigh, but I mean, they hold you and that crazy little dude who yelled at the sun. I think
Uh,
maybe two of you could fit on one of them.
excuse me, sir. Harlan? Was that your little name?
Yeah,
Harlan?
Harlan's the name.
Well, I'm that little dude that screams at the sun.
Oh,
It's
you absolutely are. We all
it's
saw you. You came out in the dirt, and then you just started screaming at the sky.
well, someone's just been watching us all morning, I suppose.
Well, you kind of made a little bit of a scene.
That's that's a
I
subjective.
mean, people were just kind of like cooking their beans for breakfast and whatnot, and you just like kind of rise up out of the dirt like a zombie and just start yelling. It's
I
kind of gonna draw some attention to you.
People have to cook their own beans.
Mhm.
It's all so much to get used to. Um, I was wondering, Harlan, do you perhaps have a sweetheart at home?
Oh no, the missus done passed away about like 20 so years ago.
Well,
She got
Jesus, I'm
taken.
sorry.
She got taken for her 10 years under the mountain. She just I got word from some folks she didn't quite make it.
Oh,
I'm
Y'all don't know
I'm
about that, do you?
I'm
no.
I'm sorry, certainly, for your loss. Had that imagine that's been rough. 20 years.
Is she a minor?
Well,
Not
I
by
would
choice.
certainly hope not. Nessa, my goodness, that would
Well,
be deeply inappropriate.
No, like I motion with my hand of like the chiseling over the shoulder with a pickaxe.
Oh,
well, you
the
see,
red.
there's a band of dwarves up in the Iron Crag Mountains. They're aptly named after themselves. Um, you know, many generations ago, dwarves weren't really treated so kindly, and people tried to take their technology and enslave them, and it didn't quite go so well. And so, I don't know, as kind of like a deterrent, they have so kindly returned the favor to us human folk, and they will just every now and again just come down and take people and make them do 10 years of hard labor under the mountains, and they just let them go if they make it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's anyhow. Oh,
Well,
sweet,
that's. I'm sorry.
sweet Berlina. Anyhow. Well, so you got four people.
Real quick.
You got four horses. We could do 250, or I could do like two horses and that this wagon I can't seem to move. One of the wheels needs a little bit of maybe mending up a little bit, but we could do 200 for two of them horses in that wagon.
Um,
I'll throw in the saddles, pro
Real
bono.
quick. We lost Urson
we did.
Yeah.
We
for
did.
the night.
Yeah, there was a situation. Um, uh, Harlan.
Oh dear lord.
Yes. No, there was a situation certainly. Um, Harlan, I gotta ask you, have you maybe had your eye on anyone sort of around?
Well, I mean, not really, not so much. I kind of just trying to make some money, sell my
Harlan,
horses.
I'm gonna level with you. I have a magic flower that you can give to someone, and you will fall in love with each other simultaneously forever. If that seems like the kind of thing that you would be into, maybe you get a magic flower, we get some cool horses and a cart. If it's not, I suppose we can use this pedestrian money that everyone around here seems so crazy about.
No, son, I just don't reckon I believe a tale that fancy. I think that can't possibly be true. Go ahead and I don't know if you're telling the truth or not, but roll a deception check.
Uh, no, but that's absolutely a lie. That would be a cool thing.
I don't know what kind of crazy shit your class can do.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, son, that just seems like a little bit too much fanciful stuff. And honestly, man, I ain't got too much more time. I'm just trying to
No.
get a little bit of money so I can maybe pass
Oh,
it along down to my sons and my daughters.
I
Give them a little
appreciate
something.
that. Now, I don't want you to misunderstand. That's a test that I pull on people to see if they are intelligent businessmen. You wouldn't believe the amount of people who fall for that. A magical flower that makes you fall in love with someone and they fall in love with you too at the same time. How fanciful and ridiculous.
I mean,
Obviously,
I've
that's
seen some crazy magic in my younger days, but
Were,
look at
were
this
you
city
some?
behind us. The city behind us, modern marvel. They have lights that turn on without fire. Water just magically comes out of a piece of metal, and it's clean. And got no dirt in it.
I'm
So
gonna hold my hand out and just summon a bag of gold in my hand.
this lady, this beautiful young lady right here, just did that. I don't even know what that is. She just poof magic.
I'll tell you straight up. Vanessa is an impressive figure. She, you see all the glass and whatnot swirling around. That's classic Vanessa.
And he's
You ever see
constantly he's
this
got a
all
big
the time?
old like I have this gum in my mouth, which is getting not so great. He's spitting the whole time. He's got a big old dip in his mouth.
Done ran across this boy at the store today, didn't
No, it was one of my Uber passengers last night. So
I'm gonna summon the gold I was given, the 200 gold. I'm just gonna. Is this enough? I'm gonna hand it over to him.
I said 200 would get you two of them horses, whichever two you would like, and
Hmm.
it would get you that cart. But you're gonna have to fix the wheel a little bit. If you plan on doing any long travel, it'll maybe last about a week or so. I wouldn't give it more than that. How far are you
Okay.
going?
We're just going up the road a little bit. I don't think very far.
Oh, I mean, if you're just going up the road like a day or two, maybe like I said, a little less than a week, I'd get that wheel looked at if I was you.
All right, we'll do. Hopefully we can. Urson, maybe our bear folk over there. I'm gonna motion behind me. He can most likely fix those kind of things.
It looks like he could fix some kind of problems.
Big and small.
Yeah, maybe if you had to eat some kobolds or something.
Maybe.
What an odd.
Yeah.
Have people?
Needless to
have you-
say, his reputation made it outside the gates.
Hmm.
Oh, so okay, so you sort of know our general deal.
I mean, the Rat and the Roach is only like a good like hop, skip, and a jump. It's only about 15, 20 minutes inside. Of course, we
Well,
heard
then-
about that.
Maybe you can help us out. You see that insect fellow over there?
I do.
Salt.
Kind of hard to miss.
Or sugar, I mean.
No, okay, listen. I'm just trying to be friendly, but we could be very declarative if you want to. You haven't heard anything about him.
I mean, I heard them kobolds been messing with him with that skunk.
Yeah. Oh, yep. You're not wrong, Harlan. You are up to date.
Yeah, that's what
Anything-
they kind of do to people. They just like to do that, and then they got them other kind of stuff like,
Past tense for sure with those kobolds.
yeah.
Now have you heard anything about that insect fella maybe before? The kobold skunk situation.
I mean, some of the folk that pass through here say he been talking to stuff, like chairs and stuff.
I mean, once again,
Yeah, he does that.
anything else? Just, I'm
Hmm.
very curious.
No,
Yeah,
not so
that
much.
was
I don't know how
something.
long he did. He's only probably been here about a day or two, at least from what I heard.
Okay. I
Talk
tell
about
you what,
grandmother. We assume. I mean,
he does talk about grandmother, doesn't he?
well, I mean, it is pretty common. I mean, we are not too far from about 4 or 5 days from Grandmother's Road. I assume he probably made his way from that.
It's right next to my birthright.
Yeah, it's on the east side of Marguerite Forest.
You okay? Well, you're a fount of information, Harlan. But last thing, I suppose, you a gambling man, Harlan?
Yeah, I try to like to make my money know where it's coming from. But looking to have a little fun every now and again. You all gonna give me a little bit of coin for some of these horses? I could probably maybe give a little bit too back if with the game of chance. What do you have in mind?
Um, tell you what, how about we sort of roll some bones. Make it real simple. You win, we'll give you an extra 50. If we win, you give us one of those skinny minis back there. She looks just about my size, and we walk away from here with 3 horses.
So I win, I get an extra 50 gold. I lose, you get one of them horses I've had a hard time selling anyway.
I mean, you're not really making it sound like a good decision on my part.
Well, you get a horse for free. You could maybe feed it, take care of it better than I could. 6 horses is a lot for an old man like me.
And Harlan, I'm starting to worry about you. Honestly, are you sure there's no one that you'd like to have in your? That's all right. You're not. That's not my problem. But
Well,
yes,
I got a family. I mean, they're just not too far from here. Just trying to like sell my horses. Seem like a good spot as any. People come and go as Zobek every day. It's the crossroads of Midgard.
Now, do you sell? Never mind. I could keep sort of digging into your lore, Harlan, for a long time. I could really enjoy that. But we do have places to go. And do you happen to have an umbrella?
I don't quite reckon I know what that is. What does that do?
So imagine that you're outside in the rain and you don't want the water to fall on you. It's a thing that you put up top that hits the water hits it before the water hits you.
That's why I got this hat.
You want to throw that hat in the mix? You want to roll with the big dogs? Throw that hat in the mix?
We put the hat in there. You put an extra 5 gold if I win.
Well, that sounds like a deal.
May straw hat for 5 gold. I mean that's. Anyhow, what kind of game you had in mind?
I have this set of dice here.
Okay.
We can do it real simple. Sort of.
I mean, do you know how the game 3-card ante works? In
3-card Monty.
3-card Monty. I mean, that's a dice game that it's pretty simple. So.
I mean, I know the street game, but learn me up, man.
What is it? 3d8. 3d8. You roll your 3.
You talk about 3 dragon ante.
Whatever the one they play in Critical Role, I just know the roll. It's 3d8, right? And you roll 3d8. I roll 3d8. You roll yours in Discord. I cannot see Discord right now.
Okay.
I will whisper roll mine, and then I will send it to. Hold on, let me talk to my cell phone real quick. Don't roll it in game because I don't want to see yours, and just roll it in Discord.
I got you. So I will roll in Discord, and what Discord folks? What is that command?
Exclamation point roll space 3d8.
Well, I'm covering up the bottom corner of my map here real quick. Of my corner computer, so I don't see it.
And just before any of that happens, I'm just gonna go ahead and click that button. Oh Christ! Oh good Lord! Oh no! All right.
You said it. You rolled it. What are you trying to do?
Failure is always more entertaining than success. I suppose that's incorrect. Let's try that again.
No space before roll. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exclamation point roll and then 3d8.
On it, all over it, and here we go. It's not going to much matter, but oh no.
There's a space between roll and 3d8.
Okay, we're going to get it this time.
Only one other option, right?
It's appropriate for the.
Well, you see the spaces after the D before the A.
Yeah.
3D
boy,
Space 8.
There we are. Okay, so that's done.
All right, let me just. I think I have. Let me see here. Get over to direct messages. All right. Zen is the first person I have in my messages, so I'm just gonna send mine to Zen. All right, we have to
It's gonna be good.
wager whether or not you think you have a higher hand than mine. It's just a cumulative total of the dice.
This is
So,
a. This
so
is
we started the game off, and then you raised 5 gold. You basically tried to get me to raise with the hat. So
Yeah.
now, what was your attempt at the sleight of hand to do?
I was going to attempt to get Elosha, aka Vanessa, to sort of kick me one of those magic dice that she was showing off that would automatically turn one of my dice into a 6.
Well, it's 3d8, but you could, yeah.
Well, maybe I'm not that ambitious. Maybe I won't.
You could now, Mister. This is a one-man game, and I do not appreciate the attempt to swindle an old man. These eyes may not look like they can see much, but
He's all.
deal's gonna be off, and those guards right there are not that far away. I could shout, make a big scene, and those boys come running. They kind of take care of me. I'll make sure.
Harlan, I apologize heartily. I have absolutely misjudged you from the moment that we met, and I extend you my humblest and most heartfelt of apology.
So Harlan takes a look at his hand. Now let's get down to business here. Got the horses on the table. The hat's on the
Get them
table.
off the table. You're gonna hurt them. Put them back on the ground.
Boy, you are. Are you from? Are you from
Yes,
here?
why would horses be
You
on a
got some
table?
weird. You got some weird ways of thinking, man.
It's an interesting question. I come from a different realm entirely. It's wreathed in madness.
That sort of like explains a little bit. I mean,
I thought it would. I thought it might.
some
be
things
sort
are
of a-
starting to really make sense.
There we go. So we're both understanding each other. I like that.
He's eyeing it up. He's doing the quick math in his head.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. I don't think that you're quite on the. How about? I think my hand better than yours. I'm willing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to take down 25 gold. But you, sir, are going to have to put up that fancy cape.
Oh, now, Harlan.
I think my hand got your beat.
Turning into strip poker?
No, he wants my hat.
Oh, yeah. So it's a fair trade. Yeah.
It's a fair. Now, where are you even coming from? This is not. You see his hat? It's a dirty old horse hat.
The dog's eating a campfire right now, so
This is one of the finest capes. This is my third favorite cape. My first and second favorite capes were in the bag, but we can't talk about that right now. I'll get over it eventually, I suppose.
You guys could have gone back to the bar. It's like 15 minutes away.
I was gonna say, I think we could say that
But yes,
Urson does the rest of the sessions. Back, yeah. I don't know if you saw this.
what you say? You willing to put up that cape of yours? You know.
Yet, I understand that this is perhaps the finest garment that you've ever seen in your life. So, yes, fine, of course, I will put up my cape. But do you see how? Look at the filigree, Harlan. You're really twisting my arm here.
So yeah, so you called. Now, do you want to raise? You think your hand's better than his? Maybe try and.
No, I think my hand is better than his, and I'm gonna stay.
All right. Well, we you flip him over. He has a 13 total.
Same here. What do we
Oh
do?
man, we got ourselves a little tie here. I guess we got to play ourselves another round here. We'll just deal these cards up here real quick. The money's on the table. We know what we're working with. Unless you,
right.
but we'll see what these bones look like next time around.
Fantastic.
I did not roll the right ones. Hold on.
That's fine. Just give me 1 second here.
What is the? What are you attempting to do this time around?
This time I'm going for the gold, and I'm trying to turn one of these into an 8.
Well, it's going to be at disadvantage because he's got his eye on you after that last time.
Fair.
I mean, and he is. You're not going to be able to sneak that one by him.
Whatever you said,
Absolutely,
it was just the
fair.
app.
Yeah, I see that.
That's fine. That's all fine. I'm gonna roll these. If you don't want to be looking at the Discord, I'm gonna roll now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
All right, you good?
I'm all set.
All right, I think we're gonna sweeten this one more little time here. We got the money on the table. We got the hat. We got the cloak. I'll knock off another 25 if I lose. But if I win, your bear friend has to let me ride him.
I can't speak for my bear friend. I'm extremely sorry. I would if I could. He's a giant, violent bear. He has the kindest eyes I've ever seen, but I'm not comfortable sort of offering up his physical services to you. I'm sure you can understand.
Fair enough. If he was over here, we could maybe get him in. All right, how about this? We'll, I don't know, reckon how much more we can wager here, but,
You remember that magic flower?
My heart.
We could.
well,
of
your
course-
friend gave me one of those pieces of glass. Those magical glass things that seem to rotate around. I would like to maybe have one of those. And we'll take off another 25 if I lose. So that'll bring the
Oh,
the
boy,
price
I
down to
don't know.
150. 150.
really hard.
You win. You get 150 for the horses. You get one of the extra horses, and you get my hat. If I win, I get the cape. I get 50 more gold, and I get one of those pieces of glasses.
Well, now, Vanessa, I know how difficult it is for you to make those glass things appear, right? You remember how hard it is?
Mhm.
So I tell you what, if you want one of Vanessa's bespoke, custom-made glass creations, throw in that other gimpy little horse that looks like it's about to die anyway, and you got yourself a deal.
Make a persuasion check.
Nah.
I think we're just gonna go ahead and put our cards out here on the table.
Fine.
As he turns his cards over, he has a 3, an 8, and a 6 for a total of 17.
Well, Harlan friend, I have a 20, a 6, a 7, and a 7.
Well, I am a man of my word. So that looks like it'll be as you see him spit out some of the tobacco. He takes off this dirty straw hat that he's had on his head, and as he takes it off, you see he's got like that. He has longer hair sticking out of the back of it. But as he pulls it off, you see he's got like that like receding hairline up at the top, where it's just really got like the back hair.
brother. I know that so well.
Well, let me go ahead and fetch up the reins and the saddles for these horses. Uh, you go ahead and get two of the. You pick out two of the good ones, and you pick out one of the skinnier ones. There's I don't really know my horse breeds, but there's like two of the skinny ones. One of them is more of like a kind of like an Arabian brown with the little white patch on its nose, but kind of skinny. And then one of the ones that kind of looks like a cow. What are those? The Palaminas?
They're Palomino, but yeah, you're on it.
Mm-hmm. So there's one each. That's what the two skinnier ones look like. The Palomino one is mostly brown with some beigeish specklings, and then there's like a chestnut mare, maybe like an Australian Clydesdale kind of looking one, like a bigger one. Maybe grab that one for Urson. One all just straight pure brown mane, brown tail, similar to how Fotina looked, and just trying to, and then just like just an all black mare as well. So you'd be able to get two of the fancy ones and one of the skinny ones. A cart that will maybe need some repairs in about a week, but it will cost you 150 gold. It's not a bad deal though.
And how does the hat look on me? As I've immediately placed it upon my weird little head.
It is much bigger because Harlan, he's a little hunched over as a man who's probably in his 60s or 70s. But he's got a fairly large hat. But this one does cover up the better portion of your head for sure. But you're able to tilt it back. It's a little loose. Obviously, like we've all put a hat on that's been too big at one point. Maybe not Zen and I, because I have a giant head.
Oh yeah. I'm rocking right now with all my hair in 8.
But it would be enough to cancel out because of the size of it. It was enough to cover up his whole body. For you, it would be enough to cancel out your disadvantage in daylight, as long as the hat is on.
I'm loving that. This hat is never leaving me. I'm gonna tie a string to it and put it under my chin like I'm an explorer.
It kind of already has that little thing for him. It's got one of those leather bola things where you can tighten and loosen it. Depending on whether or not it's a windy day out. For you, you may need to take it to. I don't even know if a haberdashery would be able to do it. You may need to find. You could probably just find a common.
I imagine that this is one of those like palm frond hats that
it's just straw
weave together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He kind of made it himself, but
I'm way into it. I'm way into all of it. All right. I'm going to motion for Urson and Zadok, and then I guess noticing that Urson has decided to take a nap, sort of underneath that tree.
Mm-hmm.
He had such a good back scratch that he's taking a little early morning snooze again, I reckon.
Yeah, he imagined trading in, the horses was not necessarily what his strong suit was going to be today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. He's got to save his strength. But I'm gonna
for eating kobolds.
Well, absolutely. I'm going to try and get Zadok to sort of come over, and we can all sort of pick out these horses.
Well, that was a little bit fun. 150 gold, still not a bad little take. I got a little farm not too far on the other side of the Zobek. Y'all ever need any other animals? I got some donkeys. I got some cows. You just let me know.
Do you have any sort of trainable combat pets?
That ain't really my kind of thing. These are just like, I'm a simple man who just raises the animals to do simple tasks.
Like sort of fight each other or other things?
No, I don't necessarily have anything like that. You could probably find some weird stuff like that in the Kobold Ghetto where they got like little lizard fights.
They got, all right. Well, we have
but like, what kind of animal size you looking for?
Lizard's good.
I'm just talking
So
like little kind. These ain't gonna do anything like real damage to people.
I don't want to hurt them, and I don't want them to hurt anyone. We just sort of want little friends.
Yeah, I mean they may have some stuff in there. You guys might want to maybe like relax a day or two before you go back in there. Word already made it
Okay.
outside town from last night. You pardon my expression, but y'all kind of stick out a little bit.
The Harlan, I feel that you and I are of a kind. In a different life, we could have been friends, perhaps. Um, you're not the most normal fella that I've come across, really.
I'm just an old man that sells like basic traveling goods and does some little horse repair to all the travelers that come through here.
All right, I wasn't going to bring it up, but let's say you sell all 6 horses. What are you then? You're a man who sold horses.
I'm a man who's gonna go back and put his gold where he needs to put his gold, and then go back and bring some more horses.
Okay, it's an ongoing concern.
I got a little farm outside of town, like I said.
All right, well, Harlan, we will come by. I promise. We will come by, and we will visit, and we'll have a nice laugh about our little games of chance, and maybe we'll even ride these horses here over to your farm. Um, and with
What
that,
y'all need those horses for anyway? Where y'all headed?
I'm to be the new ruler of the Scarlet Citadel. My mumsy and daddy said it was a present for me, so I'm going to sort of go down there and kick out whatever rapscallions are in there currently, and then I'll sort of be the king of the Citadel. So that's what I'm up to. And these are my friends. They want to help, so we're all going to do that together.
Oh, that sounds like a mighty noble mission. I wish you really the best of luck. Uh,
Well, I don't need it, right? You remember? I don't need the luck. You remember, Harlan? Because I got your hat. You remember?
how much do you really know about this citadel?
Um, I was told that it was my birthright and that I'm the rightful heir of the Scarlet Citadel, and that all I need to do is go in there and sort of take it back from the dastardly scoundrels that inhabit it currently.
Boy, howdy, mister. Somebody fed you a right line of just. It's probably the same person who told you about that flower.
Well, are you saying that there's nobody in there and I can just sort of have it already? That must be it, right?
What I'm saying is there have been countless number of folk that go down in that Scarlet Citadel, and I don't know. I can't ever remember hearing stories about folk who made it out.
Um, okay, well, they're probably just sort of waiting for us, right? Like, Mumsy and Daddy probably sent them ahead to make the beds and, set up the entertainment rooms and set out snacks, that kind of thing. You can
Yeah,
come by
I'm
once I'm
enti-
the king.
I'm entirely certain that's probably what happened. That sounds pretty plausible.
All right, you had me worried there for a second, but no, I agree. That's the situation.
It probably is. Right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go get unload this here money y'all paid me back in a much more secure location. I appreciate you all taking the time out of your day to come talk to an old man, do some
Thank you,
business,
Harlan.
play some games. It was
It
fun.
was a genuine pleasure.
I look
All right.
forward to crossing paths sometime.
Oh, absolutely. We'll hang. We'll hang.
All right, I gotta spit this gum out. I feel like that's a good point to end it off. I don't know now that you guys have horses if you're gonna set out for the day or explore Zobek. I just kind of want to get an idea what to prep for next week.
Probably head off.
Yeah.
I reckon we'd probably start moseying. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's there. Scarlet Citadel's there, but there's also a whole shit ton of stuff in here, in this
Mhm.
world that if we want to go down a different area, but you know, it's there, and it's Crunch's
Birthright.
birthright. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That sounds exactly
I mean,
like what's
like,
happening. They're getting your new man cave set up.
Yeah. It's just servants. They just they went the
It's
which
taken
it's gonna turn out to be the equivalent fire festival, but sure, you know.
yeah, it's all
It-
IKEA furniture, so it took 600 years for them to get it all set up.
And it's gonna fall over instantly and kill everybody because that was before they included the wall.
Exactly.
I'm fairly certain that if Crunch was to put on a music festival, it would be just a big fucking disaster. He seems like the kind of entitled dude who would just be like, "Yeah, music festival. Just no, my people will take care of it. It's fine."
And
Tell
it's a $15 cheese sandwich.
Yep.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Well, if anybody
Yeah.
just go ahead and end this here for tonight.
Yeah.
Urson unfortunately had to deal with what looked to be a water heater malfunction in his house, so he does apologize for having to bounce out early. But if anybody's watching, thank you for checking us out. If you like what we're doing, feedback is appreciated. Please, feel free to send us a comment if there's anything we could improve on. If you'd be so kind, hit the like, subscribe button. Anything helps out. But thanks everyone for joining us, and we will be back next week.